Australia is a land of wonders. From ancient rock formations to modern architectural marvels, this country offers experiences you will never forget. If you are planning a trip down under, here are 7 major attractions you absolutely must visit. The Great Barrier Reef stands as one of the most incredible natural wonders on Earth. Located off the coast of Queensland in northeastern Australia, this massive coral reef system stretches over 2,300 kilometers along the coastline. That is about the same distance from Mexico to Vancouver. The reef is so big that you can actually see it from outer space, making it the world's largest structure made by living organisms. This underwater paradise consists of over 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands. The reef covers an area of approximately 344,400 square kilometers. When you dive or snorkel in these crystal-clear waters, you enter a world filled with color and life. More than 1,600 species of tropical fish call this place home. You will also find over 600 species of hard and soft corals. But that is not all. The reef is home to dolphins, dugongs, sea turtles, rays, sharks, and giant clams. The Great Barrier Reef attracts millions of visitors every year. People come from all around the world to experience this natural treasure. You can visit the reef in many different ways. Take a cruise around the islands, go on a sightseeing flight, or take day trips to explore the islands. The best time to visit is between June and October when the weather is just perfect. The main launching points for tours are Cairns, Port Douglas, and Airlie Beach. Research shows that this incredible ecosystem formed about 10,000 years ago after the last ice age. For more than 60,000 years, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples have lived with and cared for this sea country. The Great Barrier Reef Marine Park was established in 1975 to protect these fragile ecosystems. Today, all commercial day tours include an environmental management charge that goes directly to the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority to help protect the reef. Next on our list is the Sydney Opera House, one of the most recognizable buildings in the world. Located on Bennelong Point in Sydney Harbour, this architectural masterpiece opened its doors on October 20, 1973. Danish architect Jorn Utzon designed this incredible building with its distinctive sail-like design. The construction took 14 years to complete, from 1959 to 1973. In 2007, the Sydney Opera House achieved UNESCO World Heritage status, confirming its significance to the world. The Sydney Opera House is not just beautiful from the outside. It hosts more than 1,600 performances every year. With 7 performance venues inside, you can enjoy opera, ballet, theater, concerts, and dance performances. The concert hall, the largest venue, seats 2,679 people and works as home to symphony concerts, choir performances, and stage plays. More than 2,000 shows take place here annually. Over 8 million people visit the Sydney Opera House each year. In 2023, about 1.8 million tourists attended performing arts events at this iconic venue. The Sydney Opera House generated $104 million in revenue in 2023. You can take guided tours to discover the history and extraordinary story behind this building. Tours are offered in English, French, German, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, and Mandarin languages. The backstage tour takes you behind closed doors through corridors, rehearsal spaces, and even into the orchestra pit. Many visitors also enjoy dining at the restaurants with spectacular harbor views. The building uses over 1 million glossy white and matte cream tiles that cover the sails. The roof structure weighs approximately 27,230 tons. The Sydney Opera House is not just a performance venue. For thousands of years, the Gadigal people knew this land as Tubaugul, a reference to creative energy. Today, it continues that tradition as a gathering place for storytelling, culture, and celebration. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, rises dramatically from the flat desert landscape in the heart of the Australian outback. This massive sandstone monolith stands in the Northern Territory of Central Australia. Uluru is the world's largest monolith. It rises 348 meters above the surrounding desert plain and reaches a height of 863 meters above sea level. That makes Uluru taller than the Eiffel Tower in Paris, which stands at just 324 meters. The rock measures 3.6 kilometers long and 1.9 kilometers wide, with a circumference of 9.4 kilometers. It takes about 3.5 hours to walk completely around the base. But here is something truly amazing. Research shows that about 2.5 kilometers of Uluru extends underground. What we see above the surface is only part of this incredible rock formation. Uluru is composed of Arcosuch sandstone, which contains a high proportion of feldspar. The rock changes color according to the position of the sun. It looks most visually striking at sunset, when it glows a fiery orange-red. This natural light show attracts visitors from around the globe. For the indigenous Anangu people, Uluru holds deep spiritual significance. They have been living in this region for thousands of years. In 1985, the community became legal owners of the region, and they now lease the land to the Australian government to allow visitors to see Uluru in person. In 1987, Uluru received 2 UNESCO World Heritage listings. Shallow caves at the base of the rock are sacred to several Aboriginal tribes and contain ancient carvings and paintings. English explorer William Gosse was the first non-Aboriginal person to see Uluru in 1873. He named it Ayers Rock after Sir Henry Ayers, who was the Chief Secretary of South Australia at the time. In 1993, The name was changed to Ayers Rock, Uluru to acknowledge the Aboriginal name. The title switched again in 2002 to put Uluru first. The Great Ocean Road offers one of the most spectacular coastal drives in the world. This scenic route stretches about 240 kilometers along the southern coast of Victoria. The road winds along stunning cliffs, golden beaches, and wooded rainforest. Located just 2 hours from Melbourne, the Great Ocean Road attracts millions of visitors each year. The star attraction along this route is the 12 Apostles. These magnificent natural rock structures are more than 20 million years old. The 12 Apostles attract over 2 million visitors every year, making them Victoria's most popular attraction. Daily visitor numbers peaked at 11,000 during the recent Chinese New Year. The 12 Apostles are forecast to grow to 4 million visitors by 2026. Between 2018 and 2019, the Great Ocean Road welcomed over 2.8 million visitors, including over 2.6 million domestic visitors and 250,000 international visitors. In 2023, domestic day trips totaled 3.3 million and domestic overnight trips added up to 2.4 million. The Great Ocean Road accumulated $1.5 billion in tourist revenue in 2019. Other landmarks along the way include Loch Ard Gorge and the Bay of Islands. The Great Ocean Road is a paradise for nature lovers. You can enjoy hiking opportunities, photography, and wildlife watching. Whether you are driving or stopping to explore, the Great Ocean Road showcases Australia's spectacular natural beauty. The Sydney Harbour Bridge stands as another iconic symbol of Australia. This steel arch bridge connects the Sydney Central Business District to the North Shore. Nicknamed the Coat Hanger because of its arch-based design, the bridge opened in 1932. Construction took 8 years, from 1923 to 1932. The Sydney Harbour Bridge spans 1,149 meters in length. The arch spans 503 meters across the harbour. It stands at 134 meters above sea level at its highest point. This makes it the tallest steel arch bridge in the world. The bridge is 48.8 meters wide, making it one of the widest long-span bridges ever built. The entire steel structure weighs approximately 52,000 tons. The bridge comprises over 550,000 individual pieces of steel held together by 6 million hand-driven rivets. About 79% of the steel was imported from England, and the rest came from Newcastle, Australia. When it was built, 272,000 litres of paint were used in its initial 3 coats, enough to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. On hot days, the steel expands, making the arch grow taller by about 18 centimeters. At the end of each arch is a pair of 89-meter concrete and granite pylons. They serve no structural purpose but were added to provide visual balance. The southeastern pylon contains a museum and 360-degree lookout. Since 1998, visitors can climb the bridge through Bridge Climb. It takes 1,332 steps to reach the top of the summit, which burns about 504 calories. More than 4 million climbers from around the world have enjoyed this experience. From the summit, you can enjoy 360-degree views of the Sydney skyline, with vistas stretching as far as the Blue Mountains. The Sydney Harbour Bridge is the most climbed bridge in the world. Bondi Beach is Australia's most famous beach. Located in Sydney, this world-renowned coastal destination attracts visitors with its golden sands, surf culture, and stunning ocean views. Bondi Beach stretches for about 1 kilometer. The beach's Aboriginal name means water breaking over rocks. Approximately 2.5 million international and domestic tourists visited Bondi Beach in 2023. In 2019, over 2.8 million tourists visited Bondi Beach. On busy summer days, the beach can see up to 40,000 people enjoying the sun, surf, and sand. On average, Bondi Beach receives between 22,000 to 40,000 visitors daily. On April 10, 2023, Bondi Beach recorded a peak of 47,000 visitors in a single day. Bondi Beach is known for its laid-back atmosphere, world-class surf breaks, and golden sands. Whether you are catching some rays, surfing the waves, or strolling the coastal walk, this is the place for you. A favorite swim spot is the Bondi Icebergs Pool, located right on the edge of the ocean. You can also explore the Bondi to Coogee Coastal Walk, which offers stunning ocean views and access to several other beautiful beaches and coves. The lively atmosphere includes a bustling promenade lined with cafes, restaurants, and shops, making it a hub of beachside social activity. In 2022, Bondi attracted over 880,000 domestic overnight visitors, with 87% enjoying local dining experiences and 52% visiting the beach. Bondi Beach holds a Guinness World Record for the largest swimsuit photo shoot, which featured 1,010 participants. Melbourne, Australia's second-largest city, works as a cultural paradise. The city's population stood at 5,350,700 in June 2024. Melbourne grew by 142,600 people in 2023 to 2024. As of 2025, Melbourne's population is estimated at 5,391,890. Melbourne proudly holds the title of Australia's #1 city for arts and culture. The city claimed the 10th spot globally in Time Out's most recent rankings for cultural experiences. Melbourne's cultural highlights are many. The National Gallery of Victoria houses the nation's largest permanent collection of Australian art. The NGV visits grew 50% from 2010 to 2015. Arts Centre Melbourne, Federation Square, and the Melbourne Museum draw visitors from around the world. The Melbourne Cricket Ground has the most seats in the Southern Hemisphere. It was built just 15 years after Melbourne was established, in 1853. Melbourne has been called the live music capital of the world. Research found it has more music venues per capita than any other world city sampled, with 17.5 million patron visits to 553 venues in 2016. The city hosts major annual events including the Australian Open Tennis Championships, the Formula One Australian Grand Prix, and the Melbourne Cup horse race. Numerous cultural festivals take place in Melbourne each year. The Melbourne International Comedy Festival, along with Edinburgh and Montreal, is rated one of the top 3 comedy festivals in the world. Other festivals include the International Jazz Festival, the Rising Festival, and the Melbourne Fringe Festival. Melbourne also holds the honor of being classified as a UNESCO City of Literature. In 2018, 10.8 million domestic overnight tourists and 2.9 million international overnight tourists visited Melbourne. The most visited attractions include Federation Square, Queen Victoria Market, Crown Casino, South Bank, Melbourne Zoo, the National Gallery of Victoria, and the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Melbourne is recognized internationally not just for its coffee but also its food and wine scene. The city's more than 5,000 cafes and restaurants can be found in intriguing laneways, basements, and even beneath bridges. Melbourne is a green city, with parks, gardens, and open spaces occupying almost a third of its total area. You can follow the Aboriginal Heritage Walk at the Royal Botanic Gardens. The city's distinctive European feel, galleries, theatres, restaurants, and shops make it a popular stop on many Australian itineraries. Melbourne's laneways and arcades attracted 1 million visitors each year before the COVID pandemic. The city finds inventive ways to turn spaces into wine bars and hip restaurants. These 7 major attractions showcase the incredible diversity Australia has to offer. From the underwater paradise of the Great Barrier Reef to the cultural richness of Melbourne, from the ancient sacred rock of Uluru to the modern marvel of the Sydney Opera House, Australia delivers unforgettable experiences at every turn. Whether you love nature, culture, history, or adventure, Australia welcomes you with open arms and promises memories that will last a lifetime.